கோவையில் நடைபெற்று வரும் RSS நூற்றாண்டு விழா மற்றும் 24வது பேரூர் ஆதீனத்தின் நூற்றாண்டு விழாவில் RSS தேசிய தலைவர் மோகன் பகவத் உரையாற்றி வருகிறார். அந்த காட்சிகளை தற்போது காணலாம்.
Needs to be completed at the earliest. Each passing day brings more loss to humanity in general and the Hindus in particular. You see, we have been endowed with a responsibility. We means Hindus, we means those who are in Bharat. Because this land which is there in between two arms of Himalayas and the seas, as poet Kalidasa narrated, Astuttyarasyam dishi devatatma Himalayo namanagadi raja Purva parau toya nidhi vagaya. In those days, from Hindu Kush to Arakan, it was Himalaya. The single name was there. And these extremities of Himalaya, they touch the seashore. So, the land in between two arms of Himalayas, taking it in its arms, the sea, is our Bharatvarsha. This land and its inhabitants have been entrusted with a sacred duty to give Dharma to the world whenever it is needed. It is always needed, but there come times when world forgets. And it is us who are given the job of making the world remember. Because Dharma is what sustains, there is nothing else. And nothing can sustain itself without Dharma. The translation of Dharma into English is not religion. There is no word available in foreign languages for Dharma. All Bharatiya languages have word for Dharma. Because it is purely our concept, and it is not concept, it is the reality we have realized long back. Our ancient ancestors, they realized it because they sought for it. World stopped and we continued. There is a tale in our, I think, Brihadaranyaka or Chandogya Upanishad. There were two types of human beings, Devas and Rakshasas. Rakshasa is one, he is a human being, but he is one who says, I am the boss, I will control everything. And everybody else should try to be useful for me. Then only I will protect them, otherwise I will destroy them. And Devas say, okay, we have to live, we will live. But others also have to live. So, we will live, prosper and make ourselves useful to the world. Vinobaji Bhave very simply explained this. In his childhood, some delicacy was prepared in his house. And he came to know that such a pakwana is there. So he asked his mother, why cannot you give some portion of it for me to eat? Mother said, no, not now. You first take this delicacy in portions and deliver it to the neighbors. After that, he was given the portion of that delicacy. So he asked, why so? This is prepared in our house, I am your son, you should first feed me. So mother said, no, you know who is Deva? Deva is one who gives. And those who don't give are Rakshasas. So these two human communities were there on our earth, and they were prosperous. They lacked nothing material. But they didn't have santosh, no peace of mind. Always some yearning. We want more like that. And therefore, leaders of those two communities, Indra from the Devas and Virochan from the Asuras, Rakshasas, they went to their respective gurus, Brihaspati and Shukracharya. And said that we have everything, there is nothing that we cannot procure, but we don't have satisfaction, we don't have peace. What to do? So gurus of both advised them to go to Brahmadeva, because Brahmadeva knows the Atma Vidya. Atma is one who is eternal. Everything in the world changes. World is destroyed one day, takes rebirth, continues for some time, again gets destroyed, this goes on. But this Atma is constant. And by knowing Atma, you don't, you know everything, then there is no need to know anything else. And by seeing that Atma, by having that Atma, you will get everlasting bliss. You will need nothing else. So go to Brahmaji, learn that Vidya. So they went to Brahmaji, offered their pranams, and told Brahmaji, we want to see the Atma. Our gurus told that Atma is one, by procuring of which leads to eternal satisfaction. Nothing else is needed. Nothing else is to be known. So we want to see that Atma. Brahmaji asked them, how do you see? He said, we see with our eyes. Brahmaji said, no. The eye is only a machine. We know even if a man dies, within 2 hours, if eyes are removed, they will be useful to another human being. That is a machine. There is someone who sits in the eye and sees through eyes. So you have to seek that seer in the eyes. Look in the eyes for the seer. That is Atman. So Virochan and Indra, they stood in front of each other and peered in each other's eyes. And what will they find? They will find their own reflection. So they asked Brahmaji, this we see daily in the mirror. Or if there is a calm pool of water somewhere and we look into it, we see this daily. Is this Atman? Is our reflection only? Brahmaji didn't say anything. So Virochan and Indra took for granted, yes, Brahmaji told us, you yourself are Atman. Nothing else. So strengthen yourself, prolong your life, be fit to partake of all the luxuries, and you will be happy. And they started coming back. In the route, they had to cross the Vaitarani river by a canoe. And Indra was staring at his reflection, Atman, in water, and Virochan started rowing the boat, and that destroyed the reflection. So something clicked in the brain of Indra. He asked Virochan, this Atma is undying. It never gets destroyed. Whole world gets destroyed, but this is always there. But this, our reflection, gets destroyed by your rowing. So there is something, some puzzle We have to go back to Brahmaji. Guru Chand said, no, there is no need to go back. Brahmaji has once and for all told us that we are the boss. So I will not come. Indra went back, had so many questions and puzzles to solve, and one day he got the Atman. So world, everything in the world hankers after bliss, after pleasure, after sukha. But that sukha is not found in outside things. That is also everybody knows. If you take a laddu, how many laddus can you eat at a time? People eating 50, 100 laddus, I have seen them. But a time comes when mere sight of laddu, you vomit. Because the happiness is not in laddu, it is in your mind. So the pleasure we get from things outside is limited, is not sustainable, and it fades. The eternal sukha, that is inside. The world knows this. But the world stopped looking after that eternal bliss. And we didn't. Our ancestors, they tried and tried. And then they got that Atman. Now, Lord Shiva is the Adi Guru. He is Devadhidev Mahadeva. Why? Devas have powers. Shivji, he lives in Smashana. He has got all the power, he doesn't exhibit it. He keeps away from all the amenities. He lives like a beggar. But all powerful devas, endowed with so many riches, Shadaishwarya Sampanna, they worship Shiva. Why? Because he was the first who realized Atman. And then he gave various ways to humanity to seek Atman. And that Atman, apart from giving us everlasting bliss, it also tells us that everything is Atman. Nothing is outside it, because Atman is Paramatma. And if that is true, naturally our ancestors thought everything is related to us. Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam. Though it appears separate, that is not truth. That is a relative truth. Goes up to some distance. After that, there is no difference. Everlasting truth is all is one. Not all are one. All is one. The diversities, they arise from the unity. They are diversities of the unity. If you pay attention to the unities, woes of the world will disappear. And if we have got this way, found by the labors of our ancestors, it is our duty to give it to all world, because they are ours, they are related to us. And therefore they created a society and nation which, by their own example, without imposing, by befriending all the world, give them this knowledge. And that is why we have been doing it since time immemorial. History of Bharat never tells that Bharat conquered the world. It will always tell Bharat befriended the world. We united the world. We gave them this knowledge. And due to this, all quarrels cease. all problems are over. Today, the world is facing all those problems because for last 2000 years, with an incomplete theory as a basis, they are trying to develop the humanity. There is the body, mind, intellect, but there is no Atman to connect them. There is Artha, Kama and even Moksha, but there is no Dharma to connect them. There is individual, there is humanity, an individual, a mass, and also there is Srushti, nature. But there is no Paramatman to connect it. And that is why every endeavor that temporarily gave humanity so many amenities and so many conveniences, even human knowledge has increased. Many good things have happened, but ultimately today's world is facing the crisis. What will happen to our ecology, ecosystem? Will it get destroyed? And along with that, our universe, will it get destroyed? That is the question. There is no end to wars. Even after having the dire experience of 2 world wars, there is no end to wars. And those who say that we want to have peace, they create new wars. A lot of physical amenities have increased, but there is mental degradation all over the world. Yesterday, I saw a map of United States of America. That map showed 2 things. In which region psychopaths are in more numbers, in which region of United States. Now their number is, now we can count them in America. Another was, in which region the cases of amnesia, loss of memory, are highest. All these things are increasing. So we have progressed so much in knowledge and physical amenities, but we are not yet able to shed away the animal instinct that is common in humans and animals. Ahara nidra bhayamaithunancha samanyam etat pashugarnara. So what is the speciality of human beings? Dharmo hi tesham adhiko vishesha. Dharmo vihina pashuvis samana. Bharat lives to give that dharma to the world. Not by preaching, not by imposing, by leading the world from within and by example. Our nation will be one of the League of Nations of the world. We will not be the big boss. We will never have a poem like White Man's Burden. It is our duty to live that life. Etad desha prasutasya sakashad agra janmana swam charitram shiksharan prathivyam sarvamana. By our own life, let world come here, we being the elders, because we are the ancient most nation. Let the world come here and take lessons in how to lead their own life by individuals, by copying the individuals of our country. That is us, that is the society, that is the Hindu, that is our nation. And this is there since time immemorial. Yuga yuga se bhata aata yah punya pravaha hamara. We have always led this life. We have always preserved this dharma, which is universal. Even the name given to it, Hindu dharma, was not taken by us. Ours was Manav dharma. But world calls it Hindu dharma now. This has been there always. When we were independent, we were there as a dharmic society. When we had our own kings and we were on the peak of the prosperity and physical prowess, everything, we were dharmic. And when we were trampled by the foreign rulers, not independent, slaves, struggling to get rid of that slavery, we always had this dharma intact. In all the stages in history of our life, we never let go of our dharma and sanskriti. And this was possible because of our saints, sannyasis, munis, adhinams, mutts, etc., etc. Therefore I said, when Perur Adhinam says that we are having such 100 years celebration and we expect you have to take so many twists and turns to reach here, I have to come. And it is everyone's duty like that, because we owe so much to our spiritual institutions. It is our duty to protect them. It is our duty to defend them. It is our duty to keep them working by sustaining them. That is why I came. I said incidentally, I thought incidentally, because it is the year of completion of 100 years of Sangha work also, they must have been mentioning that. Because we don't expect anything more. RSS, yes, the work which we are doing is important, but it is not anything heroic that we are doing. It is our duty. It is everyone's duty. Sangha doesn't want in our records of history to be written that Sangha has done something good for the country. Sangha wishes that it should be written down in our history that a society emerged which did everything for its own country. Sangha doesn't want the credit. And no person in Sangha does want the credit. Whatever we say, Sangha is doing this, or this Swansek is like this Swansek is like this. It is a very natural duty of every human being to be so. And every institution of each nation has a duty towards that nation which they should carry out efficiently. We serve our parents. We don't advertise it. It is very natural for us to serve our parents. With this spirit, we have to carry on forward. The works the Adhinams are doing, Mutts are doing, our saints are doing, they are also not doing it for their own sake. All work that we do Atma Tya, Swanta Sukhaya Bahujana Hitaya. That is the description of life we are expected to lead as Hindus. You have to reach the truth by yourself, and you have to be useful for others. This message has to be given to the world. Now world needs it. And we together are striving for that. So every one of us should identify our own role in all this effort and do it efficiently. That is needed. That is what RSS is doing, preparing the society, especially the younger generation. Tera vaibhava amar rahe ma, hum dinachara rahe na rahe. Yes, we should have successful life. We should earn money. We should make ourselves and our family prosperous. But what for? It is to serve our nation, serve our country, because our nation, our country, our society, when gets enlightened, goes ahead to serve the world, humanity. Progress of our nation will never produce Hitler. Progress of our nation will always give a new way to form a peaceful world and contented human society. That is what we are doing. The Adinam's much with more emphasis on spirituality, they are training the society for this work only. And with more emphasis on the social aspect of things, Sangha is doing these things. We are now talking of Pancha Parivartans. What is it? The same thing. Firstly, we are one society. Human beings cannot be discriminated on any basis. Human beings are what? Samajik samarasata, we call it. Social harmony. Get rid of all the discrimination in your mind first, then in your actions first, and then carry this message to the society. Then the tradition. In our family, we have got so many noble traditions. From generations to generation, they are coming to us. All traditions carry the message of our Hori culture, Sanskriti and Dharma. We have customized them according to our family, our needs, our region, our environment. But to carry the same message, we have to preserve them. Our language, our children should know their mother tongue. Their mother tongue is my mother tongue. My mother tongue was also my father's mother tongue. It came through generations, it came to me. But today I find in our shakhas also sometime, especially in metropolitan cities, when children come to shakha and we have some games and some figures, they have to be uttered in some games. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. But they don't know 1, 2, 3, 4. They don't know 1, 2, 3, 4. They know 1, 2, 3. Now, if we lose our language, we lose our tradition. We lose our psychological environment. We lose everything. So there are things to be preserved. Of course, things become outdated also. Outdated things have to be removed. But there are some things which are to be preserved eternally. They are never outdated. For example, our values in our country. How do we look to a woman? Swami Vivekananda said, in Western countries, woman is looked to for her beauty. And therefore she has status when she gets married. In our country, we don't look to the beauty. We look to the vatsalyam. That, what do you call it? Anabu is proper word? Anabu. That is why a woman in family looks after everybody. A woman in family keeps family together. We look to her for that. She is Mata. Matruvat Pradarish, we say. How do we see to the wealth? We say, okay, amass wealth by both hands, but distribute it back by 100 hands. Give back. Giving back is today's phrase. But before that, that message is ours. Paradraveshu lottavat. Don't hanker after others' money. Don't try to earn by shortcut. Don't try to earn dishonestly. Earn whatever you can, how much soever you can, and give back. And Atmavat Sarva Bhuteshu. What pains you will pain others. So, don't do that. Message in Bible is also there, but before that we have this. Do unto you or what you expect from others. Oh, Atmavat Sarva Bhuteshu. This is our tradition. Our to look at the life with this angle will enrich our life. If we forget this, so we have to teach our family. We have to educate our family. That is Kutumba Prabodha. And then environmental problems, etc. are there. So now it has become a fashion to talk about the ecology and to do something, to plant trees, to do this, to do that. Okay, in a big way we can do it, but start from your house. Plant a tree, save water, and drive plastic out, at least single-use plastic. Start local action. Think globally, no matter, but act locally. You have to walk the talk. If you cannot do it in a big way, you have to do it in your own small way. And in the same way, we have to take this message, we have to make our nations prosperous, so we have to be self-reliant. Swadeshi is self-reliance. Not that it closes every door for outside contact and trade. No. But that trade also we will manage with our rules and by our conditions. We will be self-reliant, but for the sake of international relations, we will keep the trade going. Nobody under duress will compel us to do something in international trade. That should be our samartha. For that, again, in our own small way, we have to act in our home. What you can cook in your home, don't go to market for that. If at all you go to market for that, go with the noble intention of sustaining your local people who produce these things. And what you get in your own country, don't take it from other countries. This is Swadeshi. And then a nation, independent nation, has to be a disciplined nation. Rules, regulations, constitutional or natural. There are some rules which are in books, which are mentioned in various laws. There is a statute for that, and we have to follow them. But there are certain rules which are not mentioned, but a human being requires to behave in that way. Bhadrata, we call it. For that sake, we have to observe, be a good human being, be a helping human being, be a human being who can make other human beings like him. That we have to do. Why this Pancha Parivartan? Sangha organizes Hindus. So we can just expand our shakhas, bring more Hindus. That we are doing and that we will do. Till whole of the Hindu society is organized, we have to continue with that. But this side, what is the use of our unorganized Hindu society? They have to live and put their own example before the world. This is the way to behave so that you can keep yourself prosperous, you can keep your nation ahead, and you can contribute to the world. After 100 years of work, Sangha is now in a position to say these things to everybody in the Bharat. And therefore, in a big way we are going to go after our centenary to propagate these things in the society. And when I say that our seers are doing with more emphasis on the spirituality same things, you see history of Peru Rajanams, most of the things they have been doing already. And I will not be surprised if I find that there are many others who are doing these things, because it is very natural for our Hindu society to do these things. We need not have a new preacher for this. It has always been preached in our tradition. It is that knowledge is with us. We have to make each other aware. I hope this program, and by way of this program, this coming together of our Karyakartas and Adhinam persons will take this process ahead in a big way, because we have a race with the time. Our nation has to get prepared before the collapse starts. And we have to prepare our nation before this adverse circumstance invades us completely. So, enhancing the speed is most necessary, and for that, coming together of these forces. There are so many. Swamijis are there, Chinmay Mission is there, Ramakrishna Ashram is there. There are many who are trying in their own way to do this work. They should continue doing that, be complementary to each other. Whatever assistance we provide to each other, we should. That way, that is what I call working together separately. There are many institutions, let there be many institutions. Let them proceed on in their own way. But just be in coordination, be complementary to each other. Wherever and whenever we can provide some assistance, we should. That way, the speed of enlightenment of our society and speed of preparation of our Bharatvarsha will be increasing. I hope that after these events, the speed will increase 10 times, 100 times, and we will see a day in our this life, in our this body, that our Bharat Mata is once again there on the throne of the human society and guiding them toward peace and light. Thank you very much.
கோவையில் நடைபெற்று வரும் ஆர்எஸ்எஸ் நூற்றாண்டு விழா மற்றும் 24வது பேரூர் ஆதீனத்தின் நூற்றாண்டு விழாவில் ஆர்எஸ்எஸ் தலைவர் மோகன் பகவத் உரையாற்றினார். அந்த காட்சிகளை நாம் நேரலையில் பார்த்தோம். அப்போது பேசிய அவர், காலப்போக்கில் தர்மத்தை உலகம் மறந்துவிட்டது என்றும், இந்த உலகத்தில் தர்மம் இல்லாமல் எதுவும் நிலைக்காது என்றும் தெரிவித்தார். தாய்மொழிகளுக்கு முக்கியத்துவம் அளிக்கப்பட வேண்டும் என்றும், நம் பிள்ளைகளுக்கு அவர்களின் தாய்மொழி கட்டாயம் தெரிந்து இருக்க வேண்டும் என்றும் ஆர்எஸ்எஸ் தலைவர் மோகன் பகவத் தெரிவித்தார். உலகத்தில் பல உருவாகலாம், அழியலாம், ஆனால் ஆத்மா என்பது நிலையான ஒன்று என்றும் தெரிவித்தார். தொடர்ந்து பேசிய அவர், ஆர்எஸ்எஸ் நூற்றாண்டு விழாவை கொண்டாடுவதில் பெருமையாக உள்ளது என்றும் தெரிவித்துள்ளார்.